Dear Annie, please come to the castle. I've baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Ganondorf. Ganon! P.S. You should have checked your microphone settings before recording.
What is that sound? Oh, welcome. I'm Annie, and apparently, okay, this is the final episode of whatever I'm doing right now. So basically, this will be God of Slimness against the true mighty King of Evil, whatever Ganon's name is, or subtitle is. It's just Ganon. It's just Ganon. Yeah, good. So, in case you have missed the previous episodes or previous parts, I don't recommend you to watch, so just see the quick recap of what I've done previously. So basically, when you were hitting me and I rolled, I was able to avoid the damage. Well, there's the file. Okay. Good, I believe that you caught up right now, so welcome here. So yeah, this is the save state that I had previously. So last time I made sure that the what timeline started? This defeated hero timeline started, and right now I'm in a pickle. So I made my life easy. I should apparently win him. Yeah. So the issue with Ganondorf is that, or Ganon, that he kills me one shot. But during the race, I noticed that I will probably put the clip. Yeah, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen the race. I should probably at least wait for this clip to continue, but basically that gives a little bit away. There's no way he's going to hold me back again. This time we fight together. Good. So how do I do it? So, yeah, first of all, a little bit distance. Navi, tell me more. Ganon, I really have no idea what his weak point is. Fortunately, I know. But in that clip, now I can play it. Good. So, as far as I noticed, maybe I keep the sound, like my voice in the background, in case I'm having a bit good flow, so I'm able to showcase how that battle went. Maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not. Who's to say? There's no way you can fact check what I'm showing to you right now. But each time when Ganon hit, when I had low health, or whatever low health was showing, each time when Ganon hit and there was a low hit, I noticed that during the edit that something was not right. It seems like that Ganon's sword, the gold part, has that's the one that deals damage. Everything else does the knockout damage. So I should probably test that theory, because I tried to Google. I Google really bad, but at least I didn't find any special mentions in 2 different Zelda wikis nor Zelda dungeon. So in my case, if those 3 don't, and Game Fagus, as far as I remember, didn't tell anything. And there's always Reddit, but I don't know how to use Reddit, so teach me. Hit dislike if you think that I should learn. But yeah, well, that was good. But yeah, I was supposed to keep my hearts up. Good. Well, apparently I'm doing a little bit weirdly here. I'm still confused why you give bombs. Do they have any function here? Oh, all right. Because otherwise, like a Ganon fight, as long as you are just keeping yourself calm, it should be fine. I just don't know how I'm able to make him to hit me without, not with the sword part. Apparently I'm doing a little bit too well here. Alright. So okay, that hits me. Oh yeah. Loads us. Good. I should probably put the save and I will have a counter. I will have a counter whenever get so yeah. This will be so no. I will have counter somewhere down below. So right, Ganondorf second try. Okay, third time actually. And this is my official proof that Ocarina of Time's final boss is much more difficult than Tears of the Kingdoms. If you want to search to see how my final Tears of the Kingdom final boss went. Somewhere. Oh. Sit him. Hi him. Alright, so a second try, more or less. Because yeah, today my plan is to hopefully eventually defeat Ganon. I'm not going to record as long because it's already evening. So basically I should, because that is so but I had sword back then. Did I? Oops. Maybe I should test that one out rather. Because right now, like, Ganon is hitting kind of low. I'm really trying to go, like, because in that clip, because Master Sword was already picked as far as I remember. I watched that yesterday. Did I watch? Yeah, I watched that yesterday because my original plan was to record this yesterday. But then I stopped then I just decided to speak with my flatmate and then I got tired and I'm like, okay. And today, well, technically I'm also tired right now and I would like to go sleep. It's well, almost 10 o'clock. 6 past 10. So, yeah, I'm picking the correct times, but like the. Oops. Ah, I'm able to use hookshot as well. All right. That's not helping that much. Alright, good. I should probably... That was close. That was close. That was close. Because technically, like, I was in... So basically, I was... But no! Because I was not hit by... I was not hit by the sword, I was hit by the hand. Was that patched out? But that doesn't... Oh, oh. No, in reality, like, if that has any merit, if that theory, that what I found has anything to hold in, I believe that that is only helpful for speed running, in a sense that it gives a little bit more leeway for, like in reality, it's not that, like a little bit leeway that, well, and again, whoops. Oh, good. Whoops. Whoa. Apparently this is also working. Oh, I lost my count. Okay. Alright. That was the sword. Alright. Alright. Oh. Because I'm trying to watch and learn like a... Because technically... Because the only way how it... only way how that even made sense is like... Maybe I... Because technically I need to roll in, hit, roll out, and whenever I... Because there's not that many, like a window, like the animation and like the attack patterns that Ganon has, it's only two. This way too, not this way too, but... But yeah, because he also always slices in and then front. It's never out, as far as I know. He never slices out outside. Like that is... No, that is out. That is out. Wait, that is... You're confusing me, Ganon. You're confusing me. Oh. Yes, if I put the load state a little bit differently, I would not watch this. Next time I'll put that a little bit better. So I don't need to watch this cutscene all the time, so it can be a little bit easier for me to handle. Ooh. There's no way he's gaining all to hold me back. This time we fight together, hell yeah. You see how well that goes now. So it's basically this frame. Create. Yes, in case I failed. Oh, and now you see the time slots. It's 5 days since. No, you always hit that way. Alright. I believe that is 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Because as far as I was told, it should be 10 hits. Okay. Annie, the Master Sword is here. Hurry! Yeah. Just in case I want to test this off screen better. Alright. Hello, Zelda. Use the Master Sword. Destroy Ganon with the Sacred Sword. Alright. And then it should be 3 Master Sword hits. So that was the first one. Okay, and that is actually should be counted as 2. This is so disorienting. Oh. I soon should die. Alright, it's not 3 Master Sword attacks. So I don't know who was lying. Fair. Alright. It was so close to be one cycled, but no, I don't understand why it worked differently. Because basically now when he hits, alright. Okay, because that I understood why. Because now because he has both. He has both in and out. But because that is how I played against. That's how I played basically again. Just rolling and speaking. Maybe I should continue speaking. Because yeah, whatever I was able to pull off, that was kind of like... No, not that swing. And that sword. Alright, I will try to do one cycle. So meaning... Ah, no, this was actually good. This was good. Oh, whoops! Whoops. At least I have one. This is like K-roll boss battle, so basically it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times Ganon win, how many rounds Ganon wins. It's the last one that actually counts. In this situation, I'm the K-roll, and he is the Kong family. But no, I'm actually I enjoyed this tactic, like how, because with long shot, because I'm able to roll. This is much better than, because I'm not doing. Well, why? That helps me, but. And thank you for the bombs. Alright. Oh, I gave you opening. And I took the opening. Good. Annie, the Master Sword is here. Hurry up! Hello, Zelda. Use the Master Sword. Destroy Ganon with the Sacred Sword. Alright. But apparently it doesn't matter. Like a Master Sword is not doing that much more damage. So basically this strategy is still good. Oops. At least oh no, it should be this way. Good. Alright. Good. And go back. Good. Oops. Almost. Good. Good. Good, go back. And now it's done. Now it's done. Base. I'm using my power to hold the evil king. You use your sword and deliver the final blow. But I never waited. Use the Master Sword. Destroy Ganon with the Sacred Sword. Okay. Because you are so close. Yeah. Because you are not anymore here. It means that this is kind of like... No, the battle has ended. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. It doesn't matter what I'm using. This is not helping. This is not helping. I really have no idea what is its weak point. Oh, alright. Because I never have been wandering around so smoothly. Because the final blow has to be done by Master Sword, so it doesn't matter. So how should I do the final blow? First of all. Good. Not safe. So the blue tunic has some usage. Good. So right. So basically want my 6 stages. No. So the basically what my conclusion could be, it would be obviously it would be much easier to practice and train when ancient creators of Hyrule now open the sealed door and send the evil incarnation of darkness into the void of the evil realm. And then they create the Kingi Dama. Okay, no, they opened it. They create a black hole and it vacuums everything, destroys everything. Most likely it's better for me to because there's lots of text, lots of text. Curse you, Zelda. Curse you, Sages. Curse you, Eddie. Someday, when the seal is broken, that is when I will exterminate your descendants. There's no ping bongs. As long as the Triforce of Power is in my hand. Yeah, you have that advantage. Oh, you don't have iron boots in this scene. Eh, what? Well, that's kind of awkward. Thank you, Annie. Thanks to you, Ganondorf has been sealed inside the evil realm. Thus, peace will once again reign in this world for a time. All the tragedy that has befallen Hyrule was my doing. I was so young, I could not comprehend the consequences of trying to control the sacred realm. I dragged you into it too. Now it is time for me to make up my mistakes. You must lay the Master Sword to rest and close the door of time. However, by doing this, the road between times will be closed. Annie, give the ocarina to me. As a sage, I can return you to your original time with it. When peace returns to Hyrule, it will be time for us to say goodbye. That is kind of a proof that you are using Link just for as a tool. Now go home, Annie. Regain your lost time. Home, where you are supposed to be. The way you are supposed to be. Irony is that nobody in this game told what Link was supposed to be and how he was supposed to be. Everybody told that the destiny was being a hero of time. And I'm speaking when the like this is actually really good song. I love this part of the. Thank you, Annie. Goodbye. I love this intro of credits. And I spoke and just dissed Zelda. Oh boy. But no, like generally speaking, I know, returning a little point to the Ganon fight, I feel like if I like I should have a more hearts or at least fairy, so I'll be able to practice more often. Right, with 3 hearts, insta kill and then loading all the time, I lost interest already. I was not patient enough for that. But as far as I noticed that and basically one hit was side, so I was thinking if it was patched because as far as I'm aware, Fire Temple was giving away that the music is not the same, so and the randomizers are using a little bit older versions of the cartridge, so it may be that they fixed something else. That is I'm just throwing it out, not saying that it's accurate or not. But because it was so random to see Ganon hitting but not dealing damage. Not that it has any effect, because as soon as you know the loop and as soon as basically hook shot and master sword combination felt actually good, because with long shot, even with Z target, you are able to roll, because with master sword you cannot roll, with Megaton hammer you cannot roll. Woe could be something to use as well, yeah. But basically, as an adult, it's either or bow or long shot. And most likely we'll have bow because in a randomizer, bow is mandatory to get this far. even if all gates are open, in order to beat Ganondorf, you need to have a light arrow. Ba-ba-bum. Mocap system directors. Huh. Ah, yeah, because mocap course started, so. But yeah, alright, speaking about a little bit more wrapping things up with the game and story-wise now. Because, and I actually like that vibration is going as when I was running through. Yeah. Ah, mixing the credit songs with Majora's Mask most likely. Yeah, Majora's Mask will be annoying to do with 3 hearts when you don't have fierce deity. But yeah. But what I was. But yeah, story-wise, like even in these final scenes, when that's why it always hit me differently. Like Zelda acknowledging her mistake, Zelda acknowledging that it was, and like I said, the character arc, Zelda is the one that basically has. She understood that everything that happened was because of her. She wants to fix that. She wants to make sure that everything will be okay, and then she sends Link back to the past. But in '98, almost 30 years ago. But like the story is kind of. I like Ocarina of Time from the world that they have, the dungeons, the dungeons it has, the item usage, and how it's kind of like a onboarding and still at the same time pushing a little bit knowledge. Like I like the game design, level design. Story wise, I remember that one post stating that it's a perfect story, but no, oh no, I forgot. I should have pressed a little bit. No, I did not find in this controller if there's any kind of option, firmware options and such. So I'm sad. I'm sad. Because no, generally I like the story. Generally I like the story, like the idea that, well, Zelda and Link try to find ways how to defeat the evil king, and so basically Aladdin, but without sexualizing Zelda and Link going by like trying to lie or anything. So it's like an honest version of it. Oh, and now we are back in time. And the scene that sets the whole Majora's Mask happens here. And I love more the fan theories that everything has been, because I love the theory that Navi here dies. Like now, when her purpose has been done, that's why she flies away like every fairy when they revive Link, then and they fly away and die. So that's why like Navi left. So her purpose was done. Everything she promised. And she died, as fairies should. This is also a good picture. Presented by Nintendo. And all here indicates that Link was sent further back in time, so it's using the Back to the Future logic, where and Back to the Future will be the thing that I will speak a little bit more, because Zelda is here, not away, and Link returns. Or is this return, or is this the first time? Because And here comes the issues. Thank you. No, I love the game, but I need to criticize a bit. And here also comes a bit why I want. Like currently, right now, we have started the. It was the first week of the thesis preparing course. I can actually maybe I'm able to write the thesis about retconning, and maybe I'm able to use Zelda. I'm hoping that will be a case. I was kind of surprised that okay, I should not be surprised, but students who are above 30 were more interested, were seeing the potential of the question that I had, and they had different series where they felt really strong emotions, those same strong emotions that I have with Zelda about retconning. Then the younger generation, like 20 and so on, they didn't find that much. Like they saw what I was aiming for, but they were not as passionate about the topic. And I noticed that retconning is really nostalgia heavy. Real, well, based on that small sample size that I have, but yeah. And that kind of makes sense from a Star Wars perspective. By this time, so maybe I have one student friend who is okay to work with that topic, even if it's with Zelda. They have not played Zelda, and we need to still restrict that to be in a 3 games more or less, because otherwise because we have because it, yeah you cannot have that much it will be just essay rather. It will be not actually utilizing any kind of academic writings or something. If it would be like a covering whole, you cannot be that focused. You can, but not in 10,000 words, 15,000 words, let's say. But no, but the thing is that whatever I'm able to find from Legend of Zelda should be applicable for other game franchises, such as were in topics that I was discussing: Dragon Age, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Final Fantasy. And that Final Fantasy one was actually really interesting because retconning through remakes. That is a nasty thing, and I noticed that in not Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, when I was writing my fatherhood essay, well, man masculinity and games essay. Then I noticed that Lulu's Diary has retcon. Technically that fits to the retcon because in original Lulu states one way her emotions, and in 3D remake it was rewritten differently, but it's uniquely different. So it's not like it paints Mikau totally differently how he approaches on that moment. And that would be interesting to check. I don't have 3DS or Ocarina of Time 3DS here in Sweden, and that would be really neat to play through Ocarina of Time 3D and just see if they actually retconned or remake. Like during remake, they rewrote something, because that is basically retcon through remake, and that's unique because that is not happening through movies that much, because it's kind of accepted that if you remake a movie, you just create a new version of it. It's not one in one. But in games, it's kind of like when you remake a game, you just usually update the graphics and give some kind of life of quality updates. And then pop some, like, for example, Wind Waker, changing the GBA, the Tingle Turner, to mirrors based. That is kind of maybe retconning can be retconning because Tingle's story bits needed to be updated a bit to match it up. and thing itself, like with its charts and stuff. But I would not consider that. But that would be something to think about in it, like how, where the retconning stops, and it's just considered like a basic. So it's not. Yeah. So basically, we need to define retconning first, and then how it's damaging. Because the key point here also is that even if I say that, like, the topic would be how retconning, how can retcon damage the franchise, and franchise in the spotlight would be Zelda. The damage is not considered as a negative thing. It's just generally whatever, like, an original has been adjusted and broken. So the original is not existing as it should be, basically. So it's kind of like if you need to break your, if you want to update your computer's memories, you need to remove the original one and then replace that with the new one. So you damage your computer in order to improve it, with that kind of logic. So basically it needs, so that's why yeah, that's why it needs to be 3 games. And 3 games that I'm having in my mind right now: Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and Tears of the Kingdom, because they are sharing the similar notes, they are sharing similar bits, and they are, when they were devolved, the timeline was differently seen in each one of them, and we return now finally for this end scene that I'm seeing here right now, and you have been seeing, because I don't have any music, so maybe I will have some kind of background noise music in some way, because otherwise this would be really boring if somebody is watching this far. Because the thing is, like, my own, when Ocarina of Time was initially released, yeah, it was amazing game, story wise perfect, and no, I'm not going to deny that it had huge impact on me as well when I was young. Nowadays, the older I, and it's not like it's product of its time. It's perfect product of its time, in a sense. Like, no, 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 not even in a sense. Like, I would still say that it's perfect. It's perfect time capsule, because the 3D gaming was kind of awkward and new thing. Nobody perfectly knew how to do it, and Ocarina of Time hit so some correct notes to indicate this is how you should do 3D games in the future, hopefully. Then the story bits, like, it's not that if you start to pinpoint Ocarina of Time story bits correctly, you will notice that it shares lots of stuff with A Link to the Past. Just trying to mask it a little differently. For example, other part technically is like a dark world, and then Ganon like a base, but yeah, but it's just a little bit reworked or remapped, and but then again, Nintendo's philosophy has been always, well, I would always and always, but back then, I remember reading interviews where they stated that generally they first go with the gameplay, then mechanics, they polish everything else, then story comes basically last. So in so that's why the story can feel a bit. Neither don't ever, like, Mario doesn't care about story. Donkey Kong is really rules-based story. And okay, Rare was doing that, and Rare did really good rules-based stories with Banjo-Kazooie later. So, and yeah, Conquer is kind of, but that's kind of thing. Like, as soon as you know, like, when you get more knowledge about how to, like, if I would enter in a gaming world and I had, let's put this way, 1 year to make a first 3D game on an engine that I'm not familiar with. Of course, I'm not focusing on story that much. I'm focusing more about building everything up, making sure that, and I have idea of the story. And then depending on how much I'm able to fit and make sure that every, like, level layout is perfectly, then I try to find loose story that connects every bit correct together, so it justifies it. Because that's kind of thing, like, everything here justifies itself, even if it's kind of like really boring way, like a Link, you are hero of time, you are the man of the destiny, you need to do this, dun, 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 boom, and then yeah, Zelda's the only one, because even Ganondorf does not have proper. Ganondorf's character arc happens in Wind Waker, which is kind of ironic, but we go there a little bit later. But the thing is, like, what I was going to, because I was aiming for this whole ending all the time, boom. Because back then, when this was released, nobody knew. I believe that even Nintendo didn't know what kind of timeline they will have. If they will have, because the sequel would be Majora's Mask, and it's this Link going out, and then it's kind of stated that Link comes here, states about the Ganondorf, and then Ganondorf is captured, and basically in this, the other part never happens, which is kind of conflicting because as far as I remember, during the editing, I see that better what Zelda actually stated. As far as I remember, she stated that her father does not believe on that Ganondorf is threat or something. So how this situation will change that Link comes back from the future and then states that, hey, Ganondorf will be an issue. Why King will accept this? Because we have also another, because by this time it was already published. If Goku, out of all of people, stated also the same, the guy has, like, even if he does, he's going to do something evil, he has not done anything evil right now. So it's kind of like a moral question, like how, like which is why also the Twilight Princess feels kind of awkward that they even and even bad from that perspective that they just say that, okay, Ganondorf is evil, that's it, bomb. But if you start to think about it, Ganondorf gets executed for something that he's not done yet. Because this also clearly shows that Link was sent back in time before he attacks Hyrule Castle. And it stated that because Link came here, Ganondorf got captured and then executed. It's kind of like a... But yeah, like I believe that also when they made this kind of ending, they probably noticed also that, oh shit, we need to now understand what kind of time traveling rules we have, because by Back to the Future rules, whatever happened in the future, whatever happened in the like in the 7 years, how many wins Ganon had against me? Well, he had none, because I erased that path. Only Link knows that, but everybody else out of that. And that's kind of a, because like if you, oh yeah, so original timeline, but then Link goes a little bit back, and basically Link does now the same stuff as Biff did with giving the almanac in 1955. So alternative timeline was created, and everything is following that line. And only for some reason Mac like a doctor. But yeah, that's kind of thing. So that's why I love the era before. Okay, I will jump that question a little bit later, because the timeline when it was officially released, because obviously it was already discussed that back before the timeline that there has to be split here, because otherwise Wind Waker will not make sense in any case, in any way. Because Ocarina of because Wind Waker now happens on a timeline that basically should have been erased based on Back to the Future rules. And that's why it felt kind of correct that that timeline had Hyrule flooded, destroyed, never to be returned until Tears of the Kingdom, because apparently I will go there a little bit later. Because that's kind of thing like now I'm because when everything was before the timeline was officially stated, like I'm okay with the timeline splits and I'm a little, but when you start to actually think about it more, it just feels like they like Nintendo jumped the shark as soon as they officially released the timeline. Then they needed to start to a little bit make sense in here and there stuff. And not only that they introduced the 2 split, but also the 3rd split, and that was, that was difficult to digest and difficult to understand. And still, I'm kind of like thank you, that could have been skipped in total. But I should probably play a bit. Load. Oh yeah, because why not? I should not play and speak at the same time. I should know myself. I should know myself. Okay. Okay, let's try again. But because the thing is that, oops. Woo! Good. Because with the, especially with the time. Ah, okay. When it's up, I'm not able to hit it. Okay. Well, at least it was not reacting. But what I was going to say. Twilight Prince. No, yeah. Because kind of like they jump the shark. They jump the shark. You just keep giving me bombs, okay? So you want. So you think that this episode is going to bomb? I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming. This will be a long episode, obviously, because this is kind of finale of this whatever I'm doing right now. But the thing is that like, because if like Skyward Sword was the first game that was released with the timeline officially stated, even if it was hinted in other games as well. But that kind of like but like since then it feels like every game just wants to fit somehow, and that's why Breath of the Wild, the Tears of the Kingdom, okay, they are the next ones, but that like no, A Link Between Worlds was around that. Then, well, yeah, technically remakes. Ah, and you are this way now. So, okay, apparently I do this way again. Well, why not? But the jumping the shark happened again with Tears of the Kingdom. And Tears of the Kingdom again, like I stated again, probably in previous episodes as well, but it just feels like they totally missed the point with that by making Link as a main character. And because even with this one, when like they had every set piece in the game correctly, but like because if you start to think it this way, the beginning of the game, what if it was Link that was sent back in time? And what if it was Zelda who was trying to find pieces around Tears, and Link was the dragon floating above with the Master Sword, like waiting to be pulled off, and then Zelda to heal him for the final battle. Oops. What that would have made then? Everything in Ocarina of Time stated about you are the legendary. There was a legendary Super Sentai, legendary hero of time. You are descendant of it, or you remind me of it, or something like that. Because this Link was always compared to Hero of Time one way or another. And like Tears of the Kingdom with that all going. Ooh, you were quick. Good. So Tears of the King. So that would, and then when they would have stated that Link traveling back in those memories those memories happening in after Skyward Sword, yeah, that would be easy. That would be good. But no, like because Zelda just doesn't. And yeah, then we return to the point like Zelda with. Because technically, Tears of the Kingdom starts with finalized version of one timeline. We use Trunks logic from Dragon Ball Z again, or Dragon Ball in general, because like even Cell states that there's a timeline, there's an original Trunks that gets killed. So the Trunks that actually is seen in the Z is not the original who was the first to time travel. And that's basically the case also in Tears of the Kingdom, because otherwise it's just a paradox. It cannot be that. Ooh, you were fast. And this takes much longer now. So yeah, so there is some damage difference between Master Sword and the other ones. So this is kind of like 30 that I need to do. Alright, interesting. Oh, it's in a loop that it waits that I use at least once Master Sword. It shouldn't be, because I remember doing this by Big Goron Sword. Oh, magic. Huh. Is this really in a loop that I need to use Master Sword now? One more and then I will test with Master Sword. Yeah. Okay, so now if I hit with Master Sword, is it one hit? This was actually interesting to find out. Oh. More you know, more you know. I didn't count how many times I've flipped up. I'm using the power of my hold, the Evil King. To hold the Evil King. Use your sword and deliver the final blow. We'll do that soon. Because my honey, my love, you are confusing. Okay, not you. Technically you, but not you. You, the other you, who is floating somewhere here. But no, like basically I would say that, and that's why Echoes of Wisdom feels so awkward to play. Because basically Echoes of Wisdom in a sense was with story bits where Zelda goes and saves Link and then they both fight against the final boss. That should have been Tears of the Kingdom. Then it would have made sense. And then yeah, the Ultra Hand, for example, stuff, because Zelda cannot climb, so that's why Ascend and making sure that Zelda is able to do something so basically forcing players to re-navigate the Hyrule that they already were aware of, and that's why I like but no, the timeline placement just feels like a really awkward from my retconning nostalgia feelings. Because basically, but yeah, this is kind of like what I want to say. Yeah, if somebody liked my rant, so I'm happy for that. And no, in all honesty, like final closures, final statements in a sense. It's same issue with. It's not issue. The issue is me in this regard. Please don't camera flip it. Don't flip it. Don't flip it. Don't flip it. Don't flip it. Okay. Let's pull. Let's have. Because I will end. I will end this episode with this ranting for the good ending thoughts that I failed last time when I was teaching it. If I disrespected Zelda, I apologize and I respect that later. But yeah, final notes will be that we all grew, like it's kind of like a Pokemon syndrome in this situation, in my opinion. Eh, it can be my objective opinion. So, I mean, like how Pokemon games are designed, how Pokemon generations are designed. It's more about like it should be the first adventure for that generation of kids, regardless. Like that's why it's always having the same plot starts about every elements are basically hitting the correct one. Just Pokemons are different and they are trying to build that a little bit different world, but set piece is always the same. And why that and why also in anime Ash was so long as 10-year old and never olded, because we're not supposed to grow with the people, but rather introduce new children to the genre and to this franchise. And that's basically Nintendo way. So Zelda is doing the same in all regard. So every Zelda game has fits the like every generation has the own Zelda game that was released and what got into them, and then they learn other games and they see Easter eggs or connections to it, and then they build their own world, and that is how it was when those interviews in the beginning back in the days, as far as I remember to be reading, why they didn't want to state that what was the official timeline, because that was not the point. The point was that every player builds their own world, an idea what was the original Zelda, what's the timeline and such. And that's kind of the jump into shock that I feel that they made. But it's still like it has not. And also what I wanted to say previously, like even like a because Ocarina of Time is really perfect example of it's a time capsule game in this sense. And no, like obviously they could not tackle these kind of issues that I have right now when I replay the game, because the game is static. I am dynamic. I get new experiences. I get new understanding. I get new knowledge. I am able to utilize my knowledge. I get my and that's kind of thing like like and this is why also Majora's Mask feels to be more correct than the better game from my perspective, because even if I return to that because in Majora's Mask they just handle so much mature stuff, and it's so much side quest related, so that's also affecting the matter. But here, because everything is mainline, like it has to follow the Hercules trial matter with heroic and hero's journey and such. So it's kind of like but no. If Ocarina of Time, and that's why it's difficult to remake Ocarina of Time, and Twilight Princess is kind of good take on it. Even if I would say that Twilight Princess would be much better if Zelda, Ganondorf, and Link would be cut out of it, because it would be the game itself would be perfect to have just Midna and. So Nintendo, if you are watching this for some reason and you want to try something weird DLC matter, remake Twilight Princess but remove Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf and make Linkle as a main character and see how differently that lands. Why that is important to picture? Because basically Zant has different agency. Zant has different reasons for his power, and the final and Twilight Palace will be then the final temple. So so because no connections can be like a Link and Zelda and Ganondorf can be stated, but yeah. But I'm again jumping too much because this kind of thing when I get the flow and there's just a little bit too little to play and I'm most likely repeating so much stuff. If you like, and again I need to say like, even if you like any Zelda games that I feel like I'm disrespecting right now because I don't no, in all honesty, even if I have stated in some co-op or race video that Twilight Princess, for example, is my least favorite Zelda game, it doesn't mean that I hate the game. Even if right now I've been really critical and really bashing the story and seeing like a weaknesses of it. No, I don't still say that I hate this game or it has no value for newer generations. This is really good. If like Ocarina of Time, in all honesty, if you any new game developers or game designers, if you just skip the story bits, it can be because that is subjective here. If you check more about actually the game design, like how world was building, how temples were built, how the pacing between temples, how the connections between, and what was happening, that is still kind of like a prime material, and that is kind of happening every game more or less ever since. So it's kind of like it's good formula to practice, it's good formula to see, and it's good to see also that even Zelda, even if they tried something here, they didn't utilize everything. Fire Temple is good, perfect example of it. Fire, what I mean, because it's so rare so rarely. Good. This is the last part. Then I will. Where are you supposed to be? Because that's the thing. Because nobody has stated where he's supposed to be. Because everything has stated that he needs to be, and this is what I hope in reality Link, Nintendo will actually develop game where Link questions stuff. It's not about the stuff that Link will eventually still kill the evil king and such. It's more about because that's kind of thing like back in the times 98 everything was okay and like we accepted easier game laws and such because the games were much more simpler in a sense. But then PlayStation 2 era happened, then a sudden explosion on PC gaming, and suddenly we have no limitations. Suddenly we don't need to worry that much about hardware issues. Yes, we still have hardware issues, but it's not the same as it was back in the Nintendo 64 era. And because of that, games became more and more complicated, not only from design and aesthetics perspective, but more story perspective. And this is kind of a thing. Zelda was kind of like flagship Nintendo game for deep and interesting story, but that never evolved correctly compared to what happened in other game genres, because Link is boring. No, like even if we think about Wind Waker and Link has sister agency, but as soon as that is done, bomb, then then it's back to the Destiny shit. Then we have the Twilight Princess. Yeah, sure, there's Ilya and the kids in a Kakariko village, but that is so small part of it. Its majority is Midna against Zant. which is kind of good because I would say that basically the connection between the Midnight, and I understand why Zelda, some people are considering Twilight Princess as their favorite, because that is neat and that is good built up, but it's still done more from Midnight's perspective than Link's perspective. And like, I mean, we assume that Link answers those kind of questions. That yeah, you are hero of the destiny, so that's why you want to go and run to the Hyrule Castle as first time in outside of the forest kind of deal. And then it ends up with the destiny. Then we have the Skyward Sword, where the agency is that Link wants to find Zelda because they are. No, that I like Skyward Sword. I out of if I like I always say that Skyward Sword is better. I consider Skyward Sword better than Twilight Princess, and not only because of the better motion controls. I played Twilight Princess on Wii, and the motion controls were there for them, were like whatever. But Skyward Sword, that felt more accurate, and I felt it was good until Demise was released. Demise destroyed the game, in my opinion. Like, I know Imprisoned, yeah, sure, but 3 times was too much. I would say that twice maximum. Then Girahim, he was okay 3 times, but Fire Sanctuary was too much. I would say that one of the Imprisoned fights should have been just Girahim fight, and then story could have been a little bit polished, but it was still kind of like a. And then Demise with their own paradox issues. Oh. But that's kind of thing like but there was actually like they tried to build like some kind of connect, like still it was Zelda heavy and it's Legend of Zelda, then it makes sense. And Link was kind of like there was kind of it was kind of easy to believe that if like from the beginning, for example, the beginning was actually good tutorial part onboarding, because it basically allowed us to learn that no, Link and Zelda actually has connection, and it justifies that as soon as Zelda is kidnapped, Link is, if he's not in a crush, at least he's like saying that no, I need to do something because no one else is doing anything. And then we entered the Breath of the Wild, and the Breath of the Wild, I love the amnesia part, but they really and the part that if you never found Zelda's memories or triggered them, Link does not recognize Zelda in the final cutscene, and that is like, and then if Link found everything, then. But Tears of the Kingdom, it was kind of it. But even in Breath of the Wild's memories, it was kind of like a Link was, I'm paid to do this stuff. I'm like the hero of Destiny, apparently. I'm the champion of the Destiny or something. So it's kind of like but and even Skyward Sword, when Link needed to go and light these fires and such, and Zelda is frozen back in time and such, Link never questions anything, and he is never having second doubts of it. Yeah, we can argue that Link has second doubts whenever he is doing cuckoo catching mini games or rupee diving or whatever. The fruit mini game from Twilight Princess. Oh. So yeah, like my only hope is that eventually Nintendo, they don't focus that much on on create your own puzzle solving tools, which Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom heavily relied. I'm okay that they will have really like, this is a dungeon, this is the item, just do the basic shit, boom. But it's more about Link's journey on accepting the role and fact that he's having. It's more about like the temples, like that's why the fan theory of Majora's Mask and he's going through the 5 stages of grief works, because it feels like this is Link's journey. He's actually like going through these emotions, and he's conflicted with it, and he's trying to find solution on it. Make characters devote, because that's kind of like Nintendo has really few games that has matured themes that have evolved with the fan base when they have grown up. And that is kind of the thing that like I see that it like why retconning, for example, hurts me the most, because it feels like everything that I grown up with is erased for the new generation, which is technically correct, because like that should be the system. Like I served my purpose here. The new generation should take over, and they should feel home. They should. But that's kind of thing, like whatever I kept holding on, whatever was the world that I was living in, it feels like I lost when I was not even battling. And personal biases, so that would be written in the thesis. On my thesis, this is a pure personal, and that's why I try to be critical and honest also from my perspective, because I know that I have really huge biases and nostalgia on this series, which would be perfect if I would have third person who would be just calibrating me to make sure that no, just shut up, just shut up, shut up, just shut up, shut up, shut up. So if you have any, like, even if I have strong feelings about Zelda games in general, and I love the game, I love Zelda games generally still, even if like still weakest Zelda is much better than strongest Mario game in my opinion, if I would even go that way. But and I hope that you are not discouraged to explore and critically think about your own love on the Zelda franchise and stuff, because it's not about seeing these weaknesses in the game that you love does not mean that you hate the game. It shows more about how you have evolved, how you have changed, how you have gained more experience. And this is actually a good touch on, like, because basically it means that you are closer to that whole, because you're using, like, because you like Zelda games have been really perfect games for escaping perspective and trying to find yourself and trying to fight against the bigger evil that you have been fighting all the time. Then you notice that the older you get, the evil is actually bigger than you ever accepted, and you return here just to get that momentum again, just get that feeling again. So basically, Zelda games are hype games for your personal struggles, whatever you are going through. And technically, Pokemon are doing the same, but not in the same. Maybe in the same. So basically, each time when you finish, so even if you see critical, like you have evolved and you see critical points that you can criticize, it does not mean always that you hate the game. It will be fine. So now, and then when you finish the game, like, because it's just let that nostalgia be with you. Let that be like embrace it. Embrace the love of the game. Because that will be the whole. That is where you are supposed to be. That is the way you are supposed to be. Huh. I will see you, Zelda, next time, whenever it happens. Otherwise, you who is watching me right now, if it be me in this mode right now, I'll probably next time I'll be just recording Pokemon Stadium 2 and try to finish the Gym Leader Castle. I will make it that as an episodic stuff. Let's see. Well, let's enjoy Zelda's final notes, and maybe in a randomizer I will have next Ocarina of Time randomizer. I have something new to think about. But yeah, this was good. Bye, Zelda.